back to my channel. It is I, Thor, Goddess of Thunder. No, it's just me. Thor Love and Thunder is finally in theaters, so to celebrate the release of the fourth Thor movie, in this video I'm going to be showing you how I made a cake look like Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, or as Paul Rudd would call it,
Jonathan?
If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and hit the notification button so you're up to date on the newest videos. So let's put on our chef's coats, and let's get baking. Before making the cake, I first started constructing the board. I'm using a wooden board that is 17.5 by 11.5 inches. With the help of my all-father, the base of the attachment were tilted slightly with wooden shims so that the cake would be secure. The cake is going to be on an angle, almost as if it was thrown on the ground. If you make this cake but don't want it to be on an angle, do not add the wooden shims. Once I had all the measurements, I made a strap of the handle. I dyed some gum paste brown and rolled it out so it was about 14 inches long and 1 inch wide. After cutting it to the size I needed, I rolled a detailed roller and ran it all the way down both sides to create the stitching. For the handle, I'm using a PVC pipe that is about 11.5 inches long. In order for the strap to stay, I trimmed the edges and placed both sides inside the PVC pipe and shaped it until I was satisfied. I placed it off to the side to allow the gum paste to harden, then went back to the board. To make the board food safe and get a general shape for the ground to support the cake even more, I wiped it down and covered it entirely with aluminum foil. Now onto the cake. I filled and stacked 3 layers of cake and cut a circle in the center of each one so it would be easier to place the handle through it. Mjolnir has a geometric-like shape, so I carved the cake to be 8.5 inches in length and height and 5.5 inches in width. Then I carved the parts of the hammer that are at an angle and the 2 indents near the handle until I was pleased with the overall look. Next, I crumb-coated the cake with buttercream and placed it in the fridge to chill. While the cake was chilling, I mixed the cake scraps with cocoa powder and buttercream in my electric mixer to create the dirt. I lightly iced the board with buttercream and placed some cake pieces onto the board to help create a natural shape. Then I covered it entirely with the cake dirt. Next, I dyed some fondant gray, then rolled and cut it into a long rectangle. I carefully placed the fondant onto the main part of the cake and cut a circle to find the hole I made earlier. I smoothed it out with my hands, fondant smoother, and one of my decorating tools to help make the 2 indents more visible. Using my Cricut machine, I made a stencil of the design that is on the hammer. I pressed and rolled the stencil onto a piece of fondant to create an emboss so the pattern would stick out. After making all 8, it was time to really make this pattern pop. I made some edible paint using silver luster dust, clear vanilla extract, and some black food coloring. I took one of my tiny brushes and painted the negative space so you can truly see the detailed patterns. Once all 8 were painted and slightly dried, I placed them onto the ends of the cake and smoothed the edges where it was needed. I rolled and cut out a big piece of fondant and placed it in the middle that is surrounded by the design pieces. Lastly, I placed triangle-shaped pieces to the remaining spaces at the ends of the cake. To help hide the seams a little bit more, I cut out the border from the design pieces and placed them on top. It also adds more dimension to the cake. I marked points on the long sides of the cake and connected them to create the linear pattern that is on Mjolnir. I dry brushed the entire cake with silver luster dust and carefully placed the cake onto the board. Then I added more cake dirt to the bottom in order to hide any seams. I rolled out brown fondant and wrapped it around the PVC pipe. I smoothed out the edges, then cut out a thick piece of gray fondant and placed it where the hammer meets the handle. I cut out thinner circles and placed them along the handle until I reached the top. There are about 10 to 11 that are usually on the handle. I also pointed them at either ends to match the design of Thor's hammer. I made another stencil to make the design for the bottom of the handle and shaped it to wrap around the end. I added a fondant rim to the ends and the top, then dusted all the gray pieces with silver luster dust. I mixed some clear vanilla extract and brown food coloring and brushed it onto the strap and the brown part of the handle to add some detail to it. I placed some buttercream in the PVC pipe and inserted the strap. Then placed some gray fondant to make it look like the straps were attached from the sides. Finally, I decorated the sides of the board using double-sided tape and ribbon. And that's how I made Thor's hammer Mjolnir in celebration of the release of Thor: Love and Thunder. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and hit the notification button so you're up to date on the newest videos. Also, share this video with your friends and family and tell them to subscribe as well. It's totally free to subscribe and we have a lot of fun on this channel. I had a fun time making this cake. This is great for someone who is a huge fan of Thor or Marvel in general, both the comics and the MCU. If you recreate this Mjolnir cake or any other desserts I've made on this channel, please DM me at this Instagram account to get an awesome shout out. Hope everyone is staying safe and well, enjoy your Mjolnir cake, and have fun watching the movie. Bye!